Most I mean, the part that stands out to me from gnarly is the jet fuel accident. You laid in jet fuel and got third-degree burns all over your body, and you didn't go to the hospital for like a week too, so everything was all infected and pussy. And then, of course, as I mentioned earlier, your fiance or now wife, is it?
We still haven't gotten married. Yeah. We're waiting to buy a big farm that we're gonna get married on.
Oh, perfect. Fiance was encouraging you to, because your skin was just coming off and peels, and then you started eating it. How was that experience? Well, I mean, you tossed it down real fast, but that technically makes you a cannibal, doesn't it?
It does, man. Like, what it was that you know, the skin was just falling off my body wholesale. And as each patch came off, I threw them into the toilet. I threw it all, and then it just occurred to me, like, looking in the toilet at all this skin floating in there, I was just like, that is a sight to behold. You know, that's something that's pretty fucking remarkable. Right. I was like, okay, so I got my girl to film, and I scooped it out of the toilet, and then we had this whole conversation about it. I was like, I should not eat that. And she's like, quiet. I'm like, your silence is speaking volumes. You know, like, you want me to eat this. And she's like, well.
So does she not gag during that? Does she have a really strong stomach to be able to watch you do that?
It's so interesting how, like the workings of my girl's mind, like the things that she's perfectly comfortable with, like, are just outrageous. You know, like, she didn't gag. She was like totally supportive of, like, yeah, fucking eat your skin, that's great, you know. Oh, God. You know, like, she filmed me drinking the blister juice and had no problem with that.
I wanted to ask you about that. We'll work up into that.
And for anybody that's concerned that this might all be too gross, keep in mind I saved that for the end. You know, me getting third-degree burns all over my body and skin graft surgery and all of this stuff we're describing right now is the closer for the gnarly specials.
After you eat your own flesh, and by the way, so you're like, there's a moment where their flesh is kind of peeling off, and you're jiggling it, and you can see there's like actually just liquid in there. Like, what is that liquid?
That liquid is the body's response to burns. You know, like, it was just blister juice. And I was just burned so fucking badly that I had not like blisters, but I had huge bags of blister juice.
You ever wish they'd bottle that stuff for you?
I don't wish they bottled it, but it is fascinating that you know, that's the body's response. That's why there is juice in the blister. It's your body's way of trying to cool it down. You know, like, your body sends out this liquid to just try to cool down the area. And when I drank it, as disgusting as it looked, like, you know, all yellow and fucking, you know, crazy looking, it honestly didn't taste like anything, man. It did not taste salty. It just tasted like water.
Bro, it didn't look like water.
And that shit was so gross. I saved that for like the fucking credits.
That was Well, you know, he takes a knife and punctures it, and then it fill up really a whole shot glass of it. And I was like, oh no.
I mean, I ended up with skin grafts on 15% of my body, and so all of that was like blisters just all over me. And the big bags, I think, just, I don't know. Yeah, it was fucking...
So you described the doctors being shocked that you didn't come into the hospital early. Do you think you would have died if you didn't go in? Because it seemed like...
I don't know that I would have died, but God, that was the worst fucking pain I've ever experienced. And the saving grace of that is that by far the question I've been asked the most over the years is, what was the most painful stunt? You know, like, what hurt the most? And the question, like, up until that point, that question was just like frustrating to me, because because there was no good answer. I would be like, first, like, frustrated that I got asked the question again, and then I would say, well, there are different criteria for pain. You know, there's the acuteness of the pain. Like, say for example, if you get tased, you know, like electricity, very acute, but it's quick. You know, the most important criteria to me is the duration of the pain. You know, like pain that lasts for like, you know, a week or 2 weeks is, you know, way more upsetting to me than, so there's all these different criteria. And then when I got the 3rd degree burns like that, it checked every fucking box, man, because the shit, like, I mean, even after I had the skin graft surgery for yet more weeks, it was fucking unbearable pain. You know, like on the level of acute pain, duration, like I went on a whole like tour of burn units after that. And I heard over and over that people who have been shot, like with guns, and, you know, and or stabbed, will all say that that's nothing compared to 3rd degree burns. Like universally, 3rd degree burns are known as the most fucking horrific pain. And so I have an answer to the question. Now you can ask me what hurt the most. And I'd be like, yeah, man, fucking fire angels.
Yeah, fire angels for sure, bro. You know, it's funny because you seem so happy before the prank went off. You're like, fire angels, let's do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Would you not do it, or would you do it again?
I mean, dude, that's the thing. Like, if I knew that was going to happen, it would be a really tough decision to go through with it. You know, thank God time doesn't operate that way where you can go back, because like, I mean, I wouldn't trade it for nothing. You know, let me show you right here the t-shirt that I was wearing. I'm gonna fucking break the fourth wall a little bit. Like, I was fucking wearing.
Nice.
Yeah, dude. I mean, that's a prized possession right there.
Yeah, I remember when you stood up, the whole back of your ass was burned off like a comic book or some shit.
Yeah.